Welcome to Movement is Mandatory. I'm Dr. Brian, and you probably clicked on this video because you're dealing with neck pain or stiffness. What we're going to cover today is 3 movements that all you need is just your body to be able to achieve unlocking some of that pain or stiffness that's occurring. Make sure you have a little bit of space to move, and let's get ready to go. Hey everyone, today's video we're going to go over these 3 movements where we're going to really look at unlocking that pain and stiffness that occurs through those traps, through those cervical muscles that can even radiate into headaches up into your head. So what we're going to do is we're going to really work on trying to get that activation or that stress back to your shoulder blades. That's one of the main reasons, if not the biggest reason why we start getting pain or stiffness into our upper traps or into our neck area, is we start losing our anchor through our shoulder blades. So we got to get that stress back to where it's supposed to be. So we're going to go through a couple of different movements. All you need is just yourself. You need some space to move, get on the floor, and we're going to get ready to go. So first movement we're going to do are what we call Supine Angels. What we're doing for this is we're going to have you lay on your back, and you are going to have enough space to have your arms out straight. So your knees are going to be bent, so that way you can keep your low back nice and flat. And then from here, you're just going to keep your fingertips in line or in touch with the ground, in contact with the ground. And all I'm going to do is just push my shoulder blades down towards my butt to feel that they've been pushed. And when I do that, I should feel some tension in them. If you don't, that's okay. But you just want to feel that they've been pushed down. You're not squeezing them together, just push them down. You're going to keep them down. And then you're just going to run your fingertips along the ground as high as you can, as long as you can keep your elbows straight. So I'm trying to get as high as I can go before my fingers either lift up or I have to bend my elbows to go further. So the goal is that my shoulder blades stay down, my elbows stay straight, and we're going to do about 15 reps, just nice and easy, trying to get through a little bit more range of motion each time that we go. Now, if you're hyper flexible and you're like, that's super easy, you can try to get your arms a little bit more on the ground if you have really good shoulder mobility. But for some of us that don't, which the majority will probably have a little bit of restriction with this, just try to do your fingertips. Because the whole idea with this is that we're in a nice relaxed posture. Our neck is nice and relaxed. Those traps, those cervical muscles are relaxed. And now I can really focus on getting that good muscle work back to the backside of your shoulder. You shouldn't feel this in your neck. You shouldn't feel this in your traps. Really shouldn't feel this in your shoulders either. If you do feel that anywhere, just get to that point where you feel it and then come back down. You might just have to work through a little bit of that sticking point. So we're going to do about 5 more reps, just trying to work through that range of motion, trying to get a little bit further each time. And it's very important that your elbows stay straight with this, or as straight as possible. If your elbows are bent, that can still kick in some of those trap muscles, which is what we're trying to avoid to do. You might also feel a little bit of a stretch through your pecs, which is good too. It's going to help with some of that posture. Do 1 more rep. Just trying to get through as much as we can. Now the next one we're going to do, you can do this in either standing or kneeling. We're actually sitting. I'm just going to do it in kneeling for the purpose of being on the mat. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chin tuck. So a chin tuck, you need to imagine like your chin is on a shelf and you are just tucking your chin back a little bit, almost like you're trying to make like a double chin. Once you get into a little bit of that double chin, which might be slightly uncomfortable in the back of the head, it should feel like more of like a stretch. Then what we're going to do is we're then going to keep our arms next to our side, and then from this we're going to simply just do a rotation. So I tuck my chin and I'm going to rotate 10 times. What this does is that chin tuck helps take some stress off those cervical muscles, those upper cervical muscles through here. And this allows us, by rotating our hands, to get that stress to our shoulder blades. So just to see it from behind, I tuck, and you can see my shoulder blades aren't moving. So I'm not doing this, I'm just tuck and just rotating. And after you've done about 10 reps, we'll take a break for a second. And then, excuse me, we're gonna do one more set of those. So I tuck my chin and rotate. And I should feel all that stress in my shoulder blades. Should be in the front, should be through here, should just be right in those shoulder blades. So that's where your arms gotta stay nice and tucked to your side as you go through that. Do 2 more reps. Good, so now we're gonna get that untuck. Now, this next movement, you may need to use a pillow or something to rest your head on, but what we're gonna do is just do some arm raises on our stomach. So I'm just gonna keep my head slightly elevated from the floor, that way I just don't smush my nose into the floor. And this way I can also relax those neck muscles. My arms just go in front at a 45-degree angle. My elbows are straight, my thumbs are up, and I'm just trying to lift my hands by pushing my shoulder blades down. So I push my shoulder blades towards my butt. I can feel that they're pushed down. I can feel that tension there, and then I'm using that tension just to lift my hands as high as I can off the ground. Now, if you feel this in your neck or in those trap muscles, you can go a little bit wider and do the same thing. But I prefer to go a little bit higher so we can really target more of those lower trap muscles. You should also not feel this in your lower back. It should be all just in those shoulder blades. And we're trying to get about 10 reps. We're going to do a couple sets of this. So I'm just here, elbows stay straight, thumbs stay up. Feel that tension in those shoulder blades. I'm going to do 2 more reps to get to my 10. If you got to your 10 already, take a break. And then you just look up, kind of rotate a little bit, kind of get a check to where you are. At this point, it should feel a little bit more relaxed. It should feel like you got some burning in those shoulder blades, like those muscles have been worked. That's exactly what we're looking to achieve to get. So let's do one more set of 10. So again, elbows straight, thumbs are up. Get 1, 2, 3, keep thumbs up. 4, 5, don't feel this in your low back, only go as high as you can just feel shoulder blades. 6, 7, 8, take a break if you need to, 9, and 10. Perfect. You can go ahead, sit up, stand up, and just take inventory. See where your neck range of motion is. It should feel like you can get a little bit further back, a little bit more further forward, especially if it was in either one of those directions where it felt restricted. And if it feels better, you might just have to do another round of these things. And you can do as many rounds as you want. Just watch the video again to go through the process. But this will really help get that stress back to where it's supposed to be, help alleviate some of that pain, stiffness that may be occurring. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this gave you a little bit of help. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And as always, I'm Dr. Brian, and thank you for making movement mandatory.